my first thought is that somehow it has to be communicated better. There just isn't enough, even though I think that the information comes out to a small market, it's not getting spread out somehow. They have to be known that it's out there, and I think even within Eureka, when I'm talking to my employees directly, I have to hit them 10 times, 10 different ways. And for the first couple of years, I have to hit them 10 times. Eventually, down the road, I can drop to 8 times, and then 6 times, and then people just start knowing. But can't take it for granted that they're just going to pick it up somewhere. You have to hit them on the head.
That's good.
Like, the time, definitely. There are many, many, many business owners that cannot be here today because they're busy running their business right now. And they can't close their door for an hour or wait and open an hour later, because a lot of business owners are the only ones there. And so the time would be, to me, in the evening or even on a weekend, you know. I don't think that that would be such a bad thing, like a Saturday afternoon or something like that. To have a 2 or 3 hour, I believe that you should have more like a town hall.
Okay.
And I know when I was president of the chamber, we did that, and we heard a lot. We heard a lot of what the businesses really need, because they're so busy struggling that they can't see the forest for the trees right now. They just can't. They're so busy just trying to pay their rent that they don't see, you know, and we haven't gotten their input, I don't believe, at the chamber for a really long time. And that's, you know, sometimes why we lose members, or, you know, they're not retaining or whatever, because sometimes you go, what am I really getting? What am I really getting? So what we need to do is we need to get that information out to them, you know, and say, first of all, what do you see us doing? What is your business? What does your actual business do? What is your target market? What is your, you know, what do you do? I think another way is to get, like the cash box thing has turned out, I think, very well for the couple times you've done it. It has gotten eyes from other businesses on to other businesses, and a lot of people I know, I've seen there a couple things and said, wow, I had no idea, like Rooster Cottage. You know, I know during that one, you know, people would say, oh, I had no idea what they had, right. But we need to know that. We need to know that as co-business owners in this town. So if you don't have something, send them to somebody. Or even if you have something, say, you know, another place has this too. Work together. And I think everybody's so busy trying to hold on to the dollar right now that they're not willing to help the entire town. And only by helping the entire town is the entire town going to succeed, in my belief.
Yeah, and like I said, today was an experiment. And one of the things that you see, and you probably have seen it when you're on committees, is when everybody's sitting around the table and they shoot out a great idea, it's like we all pat ourselves on the back going, yeah, great idea, you know. And, you know, there might be a couple of people going, you know, but the whole purpose of this was when we had talked to some of the restaurant owners, they were saying the evenings were rough because that's in the middle of their dinner time. And so we thought, okay, if we do a morning one, does that bring them in? And I guess not. So part of that could be...
Can you send out an email and say, we are really trying to get a large, very large group of business owners together. Please let us know A, B, C, 3 check marks, you know, of which time you would like. Would weekends be possible for you? Would, you know, but it's the only way you can do it is by getting all of the businesses together in one room.
And like you and I had talked about something, and it's kind of, it would work in with what Kathy was talking about. We had talked about doing a marketing symposium or a marketing seminar. Like if we took 3 hours and we invited every person in this town that offers some form of marketing, Reliance, Canyon Media, The View on Mesquite, all 3 papers, you know, us, everybody that we can think of that markets, that offers a way to get that word out there, and have some of those people, like the guy from Canyon Media did a really good job of talking about social media and some of those things. Talk to people about the other ways they can market. Try to help them figure out, because I think that this right here is important. I think about half of the people in Mesquite don't know who their target market is. They have a great idea. We've talked about this before. I love Mesquite and I love the people of Mesquite, but we have some retirees that have some extra cash and go, I'm a good cook, I'm going to open a restaurant, you know? And they have no idea how much it's going to cost them to make a hamburger. And so we need to help these people look at what their costs are. How do you get that out there in front of it? Is Kathy's magazine the best place, or does she need to be, they need to be in that magazine? And on the TV? Are you targeting tourists? Are you targeting locals? Do you want to be out in the St. George area with Canyon Meat? You know, people need to look at that, and they don't. They say, well, I ran an ad in the paper and it didn't do me any good.
Yeah,
You ran one ad in the paper.
And
One time.
you're like, yeah, it wasn't the silver bullet, was it?
Right,
You know?
because that's the other thing I think people need to figure out. There is no silver bullet. There's a lot of different things, but I think if we scheduled even maybe more than 3 hours, people could sign up for it in advance and say, this is gonna be, you know, a marketing seminar, or I don't know if you wanna call it marketing, business, whatever.
I think your town hall forum might be a good way of doing it.
Right, but you need to have some speakers and have tables with every single marketing company around so that they can go to the different ones and say, what do you have to offer? How can, you know, and that's one of the things that we just started doing is we're getting cards like from Reliance. If we've got clients that we think, well, you need to be on, have a TV commercial, you know, well, go see Dave. Go do this. Don't sit there and go, oh no, you've got to, because people do get tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And they don't know, and some of the older people, and I'm almost in that class. Yes, dear. Yeah, like that. Like you. Anyway, some of the older people, you know, and I'm kind of, you know, because I've been in newspaper a long time, or was in newspaper a long time. In the old days, all we had was newspaper, TV, and radio. And some of those older people, that's really all they look at. You know, because that's what they know, like you were talking about your comfort zone. We need to get them out of that into, you know, social media and online and in other formats so that they really can take a look at it. I would say if we really did, you know, try to advertise this, open it up to all businesses, not just chamber businesses.
Well, this is an open.
I know, but for some reason or another, they don't ever find out.
And I'm not gonna disagree with you, Cindy, on everything you said was right. I just have an issue with if somebody really wants to read a magazine or a newspaper or whatever, they are set in their ways. And
You bet.
I've told people, they call me and I go, my magazine is online. And they're like, no, I want it. I want it, you know, send it to me. I want it because I want to open it. And
Just
there are
coming off the
some
farm,
people
makes
there
know
that,
you can't teach
that's what
no
they
dog
want.
new tricks.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what
you're
they
you're very right. Back in the old days,
I don't know, I taught 1,300 a day of those people.
I know.
This is true. But back in
New
the old days,
tricks.
as you know, when Mesquite Local News first started out, we didn't want to go print. And there were many people who goes, well, I can't take it to the bathroom with me. Well, they can now with an iPad. But that's beside the point.
Told you, I am teaching
yes, there are
people
some
new
people
tricks.
that still want that tactile
Yes,
feeling.
they do.
I'm just saying that they need to look at options of, if you're in print, you can be online as well because they're there. There's a lot of different things. I think people need to look at they don't know who their target market is. They know, everybody says they love the burgers I cook. Right.
Well, and I always call that the American Idol syndrome is, you know, just because your mom says you can drink, you can sing, doesn't mean you can
This is
sing.
true. Oh, I like that.
Just because you make a great hamburger doesn't make you the world's famous hamburger.
Right.